Hello, my journey from Africa to Belgium. So when I was preparing myself to move from Africa to Belgium, people told me all kind of things, which is common when you move from one country to another. You collect information from the internet or from the people around you. I think this is common for everyone. So they told me that Europe is perfect, everything works, life is easier there, almost everything is free. And yes, at some point that is true, but nobody told me about the small things that matter when you want to live peacefully in Belgium. The cultural surprise, the funny moment, the habit you want to understand once you are here. Welcome to Diaspora Empire TV. I am Charles, and today I'm sharing a piece of my journey from Africa to Belgium. What I expected versus what I found. Wherever you are, whether we are planning to move to Belgium or any other European country, this one is for you. Subscribe if you want more content on diaspora and cross-cultural experiences. My first expectation was busy social life. I used to see some tourists coming to Africa, greeting everyone, social to everyone, laughing to everyone. But when I arrived here, it was quite different and very different. I come from Rwanda, by the way. Ndabasuhuje abanyarwanda mwese inshuti n'abavandimwe, umwaka mushya muhire. Life is loud in the best way. You hear kids playing around, neighbors chanting, music from everywhere, people greeting you even though you don't know each other. You smell food cooking, and there is always movement. That lively social life, which is important to every human being, I think, and I think is quite different here. When I arrived in Belgium, I was quite shocked. It was a winter time, like now. The streets were calm, people walked faster, quietly and minding their own business. And the Sundays back home, they are for church, for family, for friends, outings and activities. But here Sundays, it feels like the whole country has pressed the mute button. Sometimes it's hard to find people outside, especially in the winter time. But I learned something. Belgians love peace. They respect personal space. They enjoy calm moments. And honestly, I have grown to appreciate that balance, even despite my cultural background. I expected also making friends that would be quickly or easy, but you need to schedule the friendship time, which is somehow different in Africa. You can visit a friend without warning. You knock, you enter, you eat, you talk, just simple as like that. But in Belgium, believe me, you can't do that. You need to make an appointment to visit someone, sometimes weeks in advance. And first, I thought people didn't like me, but no, it's just their culture, it's their way of living. People plan ahead. You have to plan for everything. Did you know that even going for the haircut, you need to make an appointment? This is just a simple service in Africa where you can find it everywhere at any time. So here without an appointment, no haircut. So imagine how it works if you need a doctor or a lawyer. Even hanging out with your friends, it's also different. If I invite you for a drink or for a lunch, you have to pay your own bill. I invite you, but you will pay yourself, or we split 50-50. In many African culture, if I invite you, you are on my budget, which is different here. You pay yourself, and I have invited you. So once you understand this, friendships here becomes stronger, respectful, and reliable. Without understanding these kind of informations, sometimes it's very hard to adapt to the situation. So when it comes to food, I thought I would adapt faster, but the European food, the waffles, the fries, the croissant, the chocolate, yes, they are great and amazing, but after some days trying them, it was very hard for my stomach to adapt. It has to ask me the food I use it to. Being an African in Europe means you become a food detective or a food hunter. You hear one shop has gitoki or sombe, and you have to drive the hours across the city to find it. And mostly in Matonge or Clemenceau, you can find the kind of African ingredients, but sometimes they are not exactly what we have back in Africa. And when you finally find those ingredients, it feels like winning a lottery. So it's not just a matter of finding a food, but it's about reconnecting with your culture. It's your therapy, it's your home. Also, life abroad, they told me that it will be always easier. Is this true? It's different. Not better or worse. Living abroad teaches you humility. You might take jobs you didn't expect. When you come with a foreign qualification, it's very difficult to be recognized as equivalent to the Belgian education. You might feel shy because of your accent. If you come from a country where French or Dutch are not spoken, you might need to take these kind of languages to broaden your opportunities. Also, you may get lost with some kind of paperwork. Believe me or trust me, Belgium loves paperwork. So you have to get used to this one. But you also grow, you learn a new system, you meet people from everywhere. This is a country of opportunities, I can say. Belgium is a small country, but it's a great place for those who have multicultural communities. International students especially get exposure to the global world, global education. You build confidence, you discover your strength, and you didn't even know that you have them before. And the best part, you don't have to choose between cultures or you change your culture. No. You can live in Belgium, you can be proud African or Asian or anything, and proudly adapt to Europe at the same time, as long as you follow the rules of the country. You don't have to change your culture, you don't have to become European so that you can fit in the situation. You can still be an African and keep the balance. Now I want to hear from you, especially those who have lived abroad or who are planning to move to Europe. I want to hear from you. What surprised you most when you moved to Europe? What was your surprise? And what cultural habit was hardest for you to adjust to? Tell me also where we are connecting from. Let's build this kind of community in the comment section, and you can share your story. Someone out there might need it. Thank you very much for watching Diaspora Empire TV. This was a piece of my journey, which I will continue in the future, from Africa to Belgium, my expectations versus the reality. Next time on Diaspora, we'll talk about the language. Do we lose part of ourselves when we stop speaking our mother tongues in this multicultural country or multilingual country? Hit subscribe button and stay connected, stay proud. Asante sana, murakoze cyane.